Alright, after a boring week 1, almost as boring as my commentary, almost, I looked through my draft picks to see that I don't have all the picks that the Raiders have in real life. Just kind of roaming around looking for some people to move. Week 2, I can promise there is a ton more scoring for both teams, so it's far more entertaining. Like I said, I've recorded the entire season already and try to put all the significant events on here. So signing Shelton Gibson may look like nothing important, but it turns out to be a pretty big deal in the long haul, I'd say. And then I also thought Jordy Nelson for a second-round pick was a steal, so I don't need him, and he's a Packers for life in my opinion, so I didn't really want him on my team anyways. Alright, let's get right into the action here.
And they'll run it here.
Denver got the opening kickoff,
and
just
another
drove
2-yard gain
downfield
there, but
effortlessly.
they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards
stop
on the
the
second
Rams
down
so
carry.
easily.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job
And
done.
now
Wasn't the
Denver
expression
has
3
much
yards
worse offense in my opinion.
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the
Torture.
drive going. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7.
First drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down.
Short 3 and out here, gives Denver the ball right back.
I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I'm already sweating a little early.
We saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations.
I was
Ball
pretty
hardly hit
shocked
the
to
ground,
beat
and I thought
the
he
Rams.
might be locked in for this
Playing
one.
on the second hardest difficulty because I knew I wouldn't win a game in all Madden with the Raiders.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Pass incomplete.
Right there, I thought the big man would spring it.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is
Saw
similar to
pick
acting
6.
101 for your offense, because you've got to show
Big
something
man doesn't have
different
hands
and create
though.
extra space for linemen to chase the
Melvin on the
quarterback.
other hand
In order
does.
to create extra room.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And a super return as he gets us all
And
the way
there's
down
the
inside
first
the 25-yard
appearance of the little
line.
blue dude.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down
First
to
play
hands
after
of
the
wrong
turnover, always like to take a shot.
Now after the INT, it's
They
Carr.
left Cook wide open, so finally got a passing touchdown on the season.
Right on the 6. And he'll take it in.
I tried to do a fancy dive and sort of flopped, so.
Jared Cook,
And the refs
his
censored my
first
dance.
touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both
Now
know
starts the section where Denver just absolutely takes over, embarrasses me on so many levels.
All the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are in for 6.
I've rubbed the
Good start
stomach
to
of
the
that
season for
statue
him.
at
He
Mile
had the
High
touchdown
Stadium
last
for
week in
life.
the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's
Worth the
Shotgun now
Sanders.
for Carr.
There you go, getting some momentum on the next drive, and
And now look at this. Big gain for the fumble. It's picked up.
couldn't catch a break. Yes, Oakland's not used to the altitude or
Enemy
something.
territory. Sessions finds someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football.
Now pretty frustrated with that fumble. Turn around and give up a 3rd and 7 touchdown.
Touchdown Broncos.
Adding fuel to the fire.
Emmanuel Sanders Raiders with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this
Well, I'm not
game.
ready to give
And the
up yet.
Broncos will add on to their
Well, I
lead.
can't give up since I'm recording
And
it.
it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there.
Toss. Why?
Work it
They
down.
want to get to the edges. They
3rd
want
and
to see
3.
if guys who don't normally make a lot of
Hot route,
tackles
cook across
are
the
willing to
middle,
actually
thinking
do
that I'd
that.
have
It
an
usually
open
means the guys
touchdown
in the
right here.
cornerback position.
And after completing the
Carr gonna
pass,
try
I
and
really
throw
thought I had a
on 3rd
touchdown.
down. And he finds Carr.
And
Quick strike.
didn't.
The ball's out. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a
And
team
this was
turn
about the
over
point
on
where I was ready
back-to-back
to quit
drives,
it.
fumbles on
It
the
just didn't
last
seem
two.
like anything was
I
going to
know
go my
one
way.
person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down?
Stripped
When they
at the
stop fumbling?
half-yard line.
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game.
That's
Coming up at
annoying.
halftime, the coach is
I'm
back.
gonna
He
drive
made it
all
to
the way
the first week,
downfield.
and that's the good news. And he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned?
And he'll take
Too
it
easy.
into the end zone for
Big
a
butt
Denver
for State
score.
Farm.
Jake Butt, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone.
28-7.
But now
Get the
even
ball to
more
start the
so
second
because
half,
these
so I'm
tight
thinking
ends
if I can
aren't
score
necessarily
here,
the tight ends of old.
could turn into a
That
2-score
basketball is
game when
illegal.
get the ball
Maybe
back.
worse than the loss of yardage,
So.
they also lose the down.
Down but
now
not
it's
out.
3rd and long. Now Carr.
And
Set
damn
to
it.
screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And he will score. Touchdown.
That wraps it up for the half, and I pretty much disengaged this game, trying to go for the
extending this
Muffins
lead
now.
even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
First opening drive of the 3rd quarter. I do march it down.
Carr keeps it on the sneak.
Plot
And
Derek
he
Carr here,
is in.
with an injury to my best
Touchdown,
offensive lineman in the
Raiders.
process.
Derek Carr with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders get a score closer.
Let's throw so many false stats up, he's comfortable.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. Carr.
Alright, got the ball back. Down
Set up the
21.
screen to Lynch.
Starting to move a little bit though.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before
Try to
he's
beat
taken
Lynch
down.
as much as I can.
A
He's
good
definitely the
pick
best
up
player
there
on
of
the
20
team.
yards. Throwing on 1st down.
And right here it changes the season
Broncos get
completely.
taken down. And Carr seems to be in some pain. He's still down.
At this point, I didn't know who the backup was. Coming out of the same draft class with Derek Carr. From Alabama, we have A.J. McCarron coming in. And instead of running the ball and kind of getting his toes wet, I decided
After
to
the
dunk him
sack, it's
completely under
2nd
and see
and
what happens
19,
here.
and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Kind of in the thought process of what else could go wrong here. Blazers one.
Right
Seth
up the
Roberts.
receiver, complete.
First pass of this
And
season.
they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
Gotta go hurry up and down by a
On
lifetime.
1st and goal, Washington. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound it in with Washington. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown.
Alright, we're back, but my defense needs to do
DeAndre
something.
Washington,
They have
his
forced the
first
punt in the
touchdown
last
of the new
drive.
season. And the Raiders make some inroads
They forced
here
another
on
one,
that
but I see
deficit.
abdominal tear
Solid
for
job up front,
Derek
really
Carr,
just a
and I
solid
jumped the
job
gun
all the way
saying
around to get that one in.
That was well executed.
Instead of
wasn't it?
editing that
Well
out, I'll
blocked,
just
well run, end result,
roll
what you
with it.
did before because that worked.
There we go.
But you have to be prepared
Got
for
the ball
wrinkles and
back.
counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
try the exact same play that I threw at him the first try. X isn't available like I wanted, so I just was the B
That was
because
going to
who
let it
cares?
go deep back
And
that's
what a
caught
catch.
inside the 30. A big play that time.
A.J.
for the
McCarron said he's
Raiders.
not used to losing
52
at Alabama, and
yards.
he's not going to
That's
start
a
that
big
here.
time
No.
pitch and catch right there. And partner, I remember the
Starting to
days
take
when
over a little
quarterbacks
bit
would
here.
try this they were holding their breath. But nowadays,
Granted, you
they're
didn't throw the
counting
ball
on
like
their
that.
receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Now McCarron.
Seth Roberts is starting to come alive. You notice I'm putting two hands on the ball every time it's inside the 10 now. I'm trying to get screwed over again.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Under 4 minutes, so I guess this is my 4-minute off.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Get McCarron his first passing touchdown, which definitely deserves
now
his
first
2 throws here.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he is in.
That's
Touchdown, Raiders.
Back in the game.
Martavis Bryant, his first touchdown here of the new
I'm just
campaign.
waiting for Denver to spring one here and break my momentum, but
Carlson now to add the extra
if I got the ball back,
very
but
late
that'd
in
be
the game here, but with that score, some
gaining
light
confidence.
at the end of the tunnel.
Definitely have all the confidence in the world.
Now they
here
look at the score and say, hold on a second. This thing's not over yet. It's really kicking in, making
About
it
to
very
give them
difficult
keys
for
to
them
the
to
whole
get the snap
team.
count.
After another forced punt, we got it. It's a
He's
2-minute
back
warning.
to throw. He'll try and
Trying to
set
give
up
him
the
some
screen.
easy
It's
passes
complete.
here.
And some room to work. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late
Boy,
flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Face mask from behind, that's pretty hard
So
to
they'll
do.
take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're march off another 15 against your squad.
Back to throw. And it pops free. The
There goes his first
collision there
incompletion.
jarred the
Starting 7
ball
for
as
8
it
for
was at 2nd
163.
down.
Not too bad.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute
There,
mess.
Derek Cook.
And incomplete
Dropping the
there.
ball
A
inside the
nice
5-yard
hit.
line
Drives
again.
the ball free
That's already
and
gotten
brings
old.
up 3rd down.
After it's happened twice. So at least it was an incompletion and not another fumble.
You pressure
Which
the
is what I
quarterback
originally
or
thought it
drop
was
over
when
the
it was
passing
live.
lane.
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both. Because
Freaking out a
they're
little
not
bit.
mutually exclusive. They may have been at one
So I
time.
worked so hard to get back in this. Now I'm going back to Roberts. 2 hands on the ball.
Send him after the quarterback.
Roberts is
and then
having a
make sure you
huge
blanket
game.
the field.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
This is the
First
400-yard
down now with
offense
that
mark.
clock
That's a
rolling.
huge
They'll
improvement
try and
from the
run
first
for
week
it on
one.
1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now it looks like we've got a Raider
Ball's
here
looking
slow
like
to
Thor's
get
hammer
up.
on his chest.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The
Causing
6-yard
injury.
line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Now we're down here. I know who I want to have the ball. I feel like Marshawn's not going to get stopped inside the 10-yard line.
He'll get it up
Thought
the
that should have
middle.
been had in
And
his
he's
last
in.
football this season.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Pretty
Marshawn
easy money when you have him in the
Lynch,
backfield.
his
Just hand it
third
off to him.
touchdown
He'll
now
get
on
it
the
in.
year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't
And
want
it's
to
been down
touchdown
28
machine
points
this early, but
somehow.
sometimes you get locked in.
The
you
Las
get
Oakland
drive of
Raiders
overtime.
worked
Now
their way
looking
back
at a
in.
3rd
Got
and
the
3.
ball to start the overtime
Throwing
here.
now is McCarron. And that's complete to LaFell. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a 1st down. So he hooked
Trying
up
to
with
go
a
all the way
veteran
to the
there
end
in
zone
overtime.
here, because I don't
That's
want
not a bad
to
idea.
kick
Go
the
with
field
the
goal.
age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys
Rely on
they
my
give you the
defense,
fresh
even though the
legs,
defense
they
had
get off balance.
given up a point in the
This type of
second half. So
situation, sometimes those legs slow down.
looking
a
back
little
at
bit
it, I
as
guess
the
I could have
moment-
settled
the
for a
moment
field goal.
overwhelms them.
Definitely
The
want to
veteran
punt,
guys,
and
they
that would have
come
been
through.
And now a throw on
just bragged
1st
about
down
Roberts
but
there.
it's incomplete.
Still,
He
he's
was
having
waving
a
his arms,
phenomenal
wanting
game.
the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but
I get to listen
when he
to
dropped an
those,
open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to it?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that
That's
answer.
cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but A lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play.
And the foul.
He has to
Having all
communicate
the
to the
receptions
guards
in
and the
overtime
tackles
here.
what type of front
Inside the
they're
10-yard
facing,
line,
how
so
to
we already
bring
know
the
who's going to
block
get the
in,
ball.
and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his
And I
face.
should have went outside.
Good long.
I didn't know
He's
if
got
I
to try
was
and
get
block and
that,
protect
seal the
his
blocker
quarterback,
in if it
increase
bounced
space
outside,
for his
had an easy
runner.
score.
In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball
I'm already thinking in my head what I'm going to do.
Hold on to
I'm
it,
stopped.
protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end
Not
the
sure if
game
I want to
right
go
here.
free,
Trying to know the
leave in less than
defensive
2
guys
minutes, so
poking,
have to score a
clawing,
touchdown.
breaking, trying to knock
Or
the
go
ball
for it
free
again.
and protect their end zone.
Like you
After
alluded to,
the
especially
2-minute
this part
warning,
of the
I'm
field.
shocked.
Another chance to maybe
The
end
Doug
it
Martin's my
right
backfield,
here. This
not
is
much.
3rd and goal.
Which makes me think that I definitely won't convert here, but well, we'll see.
They'll run
Doug
for
Martin
it.
punches it in still,
And he is
doing his best
in for the
impersonation of
score.
him.
And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
And after going down 28, we come all the way back to win, and this was definitely not the craziest ending and the craziest game of the season.
A little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make
But it
this
was a
whole
fun
thing
one,
palatable.
for
I
sure.
just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really
Only
just
because
wanted
he won.
four
It's
quarters,
never
what
fun to
you
lose.
wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game.
But yeah, only one
where
turnover,
we
blue
got
guy.
us to overtime, and then we had a
Raiders
dramatic
go to
ending
2-0
finish things
somehow.
off as well. What a game.
We'll see how long I can keep that going.
So for Oakland, it was
Get
a
to
great
week
all-around
3.
performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the